Hey guys, what is going on? It's Chris here. Hopefully, you guys all had a pretty good weekend. I don't know if you guys watched that AAF football. That was kind of weird to me. Kind of that new football thing going on. Also, NASCAR started up as well, but for the most part, not too much happened. Not much on the NBA side either. Sunday, not much on NBA. That's why I didn't do a video. Hopefully, you guys, if you guys did play, hopefully you guys won some money. So anyway, we are looking at today's 9-game slate here for Monday. Some pretty good games out there as well, and some guys that are that I'm definitely looking at. So as normal, we'd love to have you guys come join us. $35 a month for Fanduel and $35 a month separately for Draftkings. To get in on it, check out our website down there in the comment section below. With that being said, let's get into it here. We got New York and Cleveland. First game, we got a 2-10 and Cleveland by 1. Right away, I actually like this game quite a bit. It could be close. It could be a blowout. New York really is not playing too bad the last couple games. Had a pretty good one there against Toronto the other day. So this one either could be a really low-scoring game or it could be a relatively high-scoring game. I do give the edge to Cleveland in this one. I am a little scared about a blowout against Cleveland blowing out in New York. But like I said, anything can happen in this one. So I really like this game for value. Smith, Clarkson, Sexton, I like all three of those guys. All in my radar to plug them in a couple spots. Clarkson, like I said, 5,200 in a pretty good spot. Osman is doubtful. Doesn't look like he's going to play. Kevin Knox had a pretty good game last time out against Toronto. Only one good game, though, in the last, 4 or 5 games. So you can take a shot with Knox if you want to. But like I said, he only had that one good one. So, don't know if you can really ride that one home. We got Larry Nance. Should be pretty popular. Very cheap at $5,900. Even if Love plays, we saw last time they only played him, 5 or 6 minutes. So they might put Love in there for 10 or maybe 12. They're not going to push him back. Plus, no reason to play him because, they kind of want to suck to get a good draft pick. So Larry Nance for sure. This dude has been a beast. He'll probably be popular. So don't mind him against New York. And then we have not too into any of those guys. I don't mind Mitchell Robertson. I like him a little bit more on FanDuel just because of the block upside over there. Other thing, he doesn't play big minutes, so probably on FanDuel is where I would put him. He's only 41 over here, but not a lot of upside. So Robertson on FanDuel because of the blocks. You can look at Jordan if you want to, but like I said, I'd rather have Larry Nance. So in this one, Larry Nance and Smith, Clarkson, and Sexton, those are the 4 I'm really looking at. And like I said, they are all pretty cheap for the most part. I do expect a little bit of ownership from all 4 of them. So definitely keep that in mind. But, that's who I'm targeting in that one. All right, moving on. We have Charlotte and Indiana in this one. Not the highest total out there, I don't think. We have a 217, not bad, at Indiana by 5. So Wesley Matthews is probably going to make his debut, so I don't know who that really affects. Maybe a little bit of Evans, maybe Bogdanovich. I'm not sure. Probably not too much Bogdanovich. Matthews probably going to be coming off the bench in this one. I don't think they even have him listed. So unless he's small forward. Yeah, they don't even have him on here. So it might affect him a little bit, Evans, but for the most part, shouldn't be too bad. Don't mind Collison maybe. Trying to find somebody. Bogdanovich, if he gets some rebounds, he's in a half-decent spot. We know how he is recently scoring the ball. Turner is questionable in this one, even though it doesn't say it on here. I read on Fantasy Labs that he's questionable. So I don't mind Sabonis and Thaddeus Young in this one. If Turner does play, I'm really not into this game. But like I said, a Sabonis and maybe some Young you can look at. But that's really it. I'm not too into this game. Maybe you look at Bogdanovich, but not into it personally. Just probably going to fade that one for the most part, unless some more news comes out. We got Washington and Detroit in this one. Really don't mind this one. 220 and Detroit by 4. So the thing is when Detroit is in some ball games, for the most part, the fantasy guys, Drummond and Griffin, they do pretty good. So It should be a good one. Washington is kind of not bad now with their additions. So this actually probably one of the games I'm going to be targeting quite a bit, maybe 2 or 3 from this one. Anyway, if you want to take a flyer with Jackson, I really don't mind him in this one. Should be a close game. 28th DVP is Washington. So he might get you 28 to 32 in this one. Really don't mind Jackson. You can look at Satoransky, but personally rather have Jackson in this one. Beal, a little expensive, but still can get you his 46, 47 in this one. Let me see here. Parker, his prices get up there on DraftKings. I still don't mind him. For some reason, Fanduel didn't fix him. He's still $3,900 over there. So you better put him in there. Back-to-back 40-point games for Parker. So as normal, he's going to be 60, 70% owned on Fanduel because he's so cheap. Maybe less ownership over here, but also Jeff Green is questionable. So if he's out, that's going to help out Parker as well as Portis. So definitely keep an eye on it. Even if Green plays, I do like Parker, and also definitely do like some Portis here in this one. Both those guys will be relatively popular. Prices are going up, so may lower the ownership just a little bit, but still, I like both those guys. Griffin, another solid spot for him. Drummond, $8,900. I'd rather have Drummond than Griffin. This dude's just been a monster, and seems like they limit Griffin to around 28 to 30 minutes. That's kind of where they stop Griffin at here. The last couple games had a big one against New York, but kind of been up and down. But then New York again had a bad one. So it's just he's up and down. Minutes are up and down as well. But like I said, I do like Griffin if you want to get him in there. It's just one of those games I like. Griffin, Drummond, Portis, and also, like I said, Parker. And then you can take a GPP flyer with Jackson, lower ownership maybe in this one. So this game should have some ownership to it. So if you're looking for some cheap guys, some low ownership guys, probably not this one. But that should be a pretty good game. So I'm definitely going to be targeting quite a bit from that one. All right, Brooklyn and Toronto. We have a 226 in Toronto by 10. So Lowry not in a bad spot. Probably about 38 to 40 in this one. You can look at Russell. Brooklyn does play Toronto pretty good. LeVert is coming back, so that might hurt Russell a little bit. It's not really affecting him yet, but it might in the future. LeVert had 30-plus points in 14 minutes on FanDuel the other day, which is crazy because of his steals. I'm not too into this one. Maybe we get word of someone sitting out, but for the most part, not into it. The other day, last video, I told you guys I didn't know who's going to sit, Ibaka, Siakam, or Marc Gasol. Obviously, Marc Gasol sat. So we'll see what they do. They might put him on the bench here again. If they do, obviously, like Ibaka and Siakam. As you see, Brooklyn really bad against a power forward and center area, 28 DVP. So don't mind putting both those guys in there. Really don't need Kawhi in this one unless you're going kind of GPP. So that's what I'm looking at. Siakam and Ibaka, those are probably the two I'm looking at in this one. Personally, and I'm probably going to move on. I'm not going to have 100% on both those guys, maybe just a couple shares of them and move on. I don't expect their ownerships to be too high at all. All right, moving on to our next one, Milwaukee and Chicago. No total. Should be a relatively high one. I told you guys that Giannis was probably going to sit, and he did. I was wrong about Kawhi, but I was right about Giannis. He looks like he's ready to play here tonight. And, they really miss Giannis against the Magic. I stacked Milwaukee, and it just didn't work. They just didn't have a big guy to really help him out. So, but in this one, same thing here. I just love this game. I like Milwaukee. Bledsoe, Brogdon, Zach LaVine. What else do we got? Obviously, Giannis, a little bit of maybe Middleton. You can look at Porter, not the highest on him. Not a lot of upside. We can look at him. Marketing for sure is who I'm looking at. You can also maybe look at Lopez, might get you 26, 27. So probably around a 226, 227 total and about a 9-10 spread. I think Chicago could keep up with them for the most part. Even if it is a blowout, Chicago should play most of their guys into the fourth quarter. Milwaukee, on the other hand, will probably rest their guys. So hopefully it stays close. I'll probably favor Chicago side. But, like I said, Marketing and Zach LaVine, that's probably the two obvious picks. And, I don't mind Bledsoe or Brogdon if you want to. But definitely I'm favoring Chicago because this could be a blowout, like I said, and they might sit their Milwaukee might sit their guys in the fourth quarter. And, like I said, maybe Chicago guys play maybe 3 or 4 minutes extra in the fourth. But we'll have to see if that one stays close, which it won't. But if it does, that'd be a nice one for sure. All right, we have Minnesota and Clippers. Clippers, I think they won, a 28-point deficit or something they came back from their last game. So, they may be feeling good about themselves. Minnesota, on the other hand, they're all not messed up right now. We got Rose, questionable, Bayless, questionable. Teague is probable. So we'll have to see what they do. Teague should start, but if for some reason Bayless and Rose are out and Teague comes off the bench again, you have to look at Cannon for sure. 2 really good games for him. But if Teague does start, which he might start, I'm not really high on Cannon in this one. Who else we got here? Wiggins has been hot. I like him a little more on FanDuel because of the steals and block upside, but he's been pretty hot recently, last couple games. Don't mind Gallinari, maybe in a one-off. He's been half decent. Might get you around 33, 34 in this one. Not high on Gallinari. Sorry, on Harrell. And then we got Towns. He should straight up eat in this one. Don't mind some Zubac either. Could get in foul trouble against Towns, which, may obviously hurt his value a little bit. But, still only played 23 minutes. I was telling you guys I didn't know if they're going to play him a lot or not. So, looks like they're going to play him around 23, 24 minutes. So that's the only bad thing about that. If he's not hot early, then he might have some issues. So you can also look at Zubac. Don't mind him. But I really do like Towns, one of the top plays for sure, against a team that's not going to be able to defend him. So Wiggins, Towns, Gallinari in a one-off, and maybe Cannon only if he starts. Rather have him on FanDuel if he's your drop low scorer. That's kind of what I'm looking at there. So couple in that one that I don't mind should be at least a 225, 226 total. Maybe only a 3 or 4 spread. So I really don't mind targeting that game. All right, we have 3 more games. My goodness. We have Dallas and Houston. No total. Harden game time decision, but he's probably going to play. So should be a blowout, or who knows, Dallas could come to play in this one. I don't mind Doncic a little cheaper here on DraftKings. I do like some CP3 on FanDuel and DraftKings for sure. Should get you his 38 to 40 in this one. I don't mind Tim Hardaway, $5,000. Kind of quiet. If he gets me 24, maybe 26, I don't mind him. Good one against Portland. Had 18 shots, which is nice to see. 18 shots, like I said, that may not happen too often, but still it's nice to see that he's trying to shoot the ball. So don't mind maybe a flyer with Hardaway. Finney Smith maybe on some FanDuel if you want to. For Reed, maybe 33, 34. And that's mostly it. So Harden and Paul, you can look at him. I don't think it's going to be the highest scoring game out there, so I don't know if you really need to spend your money on Harden. Obviously, he's still in a good spot, but he might hit 4.7, maybe 4.9 value. We'll have to see. Not too many big stars you can really pay up for tonight. Maybe Jokic. We'll get into that in a second. But I do like Chris Paul for sure. So Paul in a couple, maybe Doncic in 1 or 2, Tim Hardaway in 1 and 2, and that's probably what I'm looking at. I forgot about OKC and Portland. Talking about stars, obviously, they're in this game here. All right, we have a 231. I don't know why that's doing that. Anyway, 231 Oklahoma City by 6.5. So should be a good one for sure. We got Westbrook. Westbrook should get you a triple-double. I like him more on DraftKings because of the triple-double upside with the points, and also turnovers are only negative 0.5 instead of 1 whole point on FanDuel. But, yeah, Westbrook, Lillard, McCollum. It's one of those games, pick and choose. Paul George. Also, maybe on FanDuel, go Patterson. since Grant is going to be out, that might help out Adams a little bit as well. Maybe Nerlens Noel gets a little bit more run. Maybe look at Nurkic as well. I mean, this game is just a good one, 231. Pick and choose. I know you guys asked me just, pick the players, but I can't. I really like all these guys. So it just depends on who you have the money for. George, Westbrook, Lillard, those are the obvious guys to pick. So just depends on how your personal lineup is going to work. Just plug in whoever fits in there. All right, last one. Miami and Denver. So Miami is on a West Coast run right now. They played a pretty good game against Golden State. They had a huge lead in the first quarter and then blew it. So they might be a little tired. They played pretty good. No total in this one. I don't think anyone's going to sit in this one. We are waiting the news of Paul Millsap. I don't think we're going to get any of that news because the last couple times Denver has played, they have played on the East Coast, and they only announced Millsap being out about 15, 20 minutes before lock the last couple times. So not expecting Millsap, any news on him. Anyway, I don't mind maybe Murray. I just don't know if I really want to touch this game. Miami could just come out flat here. Will Barton is out, so maybe you can look at Beasley if you – sorry, not Barton. Sorry, Harris is out. You maybe look at Beasley or shoot, my bad. I forgot his name. Monte Morris, my bad. But probably Beasley is the guy I would look at. Yeah, Millsap's out. You can look at Plumlee. His price is getting up there, though. And then maybe look at some Jokic. Also, if, like I said, if Millsap is out, maybe go Trey Lyles, but just don't think we're going to get any word that he's going to be out. But if he is, Lyles has been pretty solid guy. So if you want to take a shot, you can do it. You can always switch him up if something comes up here on DraftKings. So I'm going to give you a couple guys I'm going to be looking at here. Let me see here. For the most part, that kind of lineup I gave you guys last time wasn't too bad. Obviously, Fred VanVleet had to take him out, but for the most part, it wasn't too shabby. All right. So, yeah, Westbrook for sure. I just got to put him in there. I think he's in a pretty good spot. Expensive, but for sure, he is worth it. 5,500. Clarkson, I do like him. Like I said, Zach LaVine, I didn't put him in there. You could probably put him in as utility if you want to. I do like Wiggins. I like George a little bit. Not too many small forwards. Maybe Lyles, but like I said, don't know about Millsap yet. Marketing, I don't think I can get him in there, but I do like him. Like I said, Portis. You can put in some Larry Nance, as I said. So, yeah, a lot of power forwards and small forwards out here tonight. Not too many big shooting guards, but point guards. But like I said, Westbrook, the obvious guys, but not too many cheap ones out there. And then, like I said, you have Portis if you want to go that way. So there's just a couple that I'm looking at. I definitely have to dive into it a little more to get another big guy in there. But New York, Cleveland, couple from that game. Washington, Detroit, couple from that one. One or two from that Chicago side. Maybe one or two from Minnesota, depending on the injuries. Like I said, Towns, love him for sure. And then a couple from Portland and OKC. So should be a pretty good slate. As normal, watch out for the injury news. A lot's going to come out, so some of my picks may not be relevant by the time lock is around, but I kind of know what I'm looking at. So that is it. We'd love to have you guys join us. $35 a month for Fanduel and $35 a month separately for DraftKings. So get in on it. Check out our website in the comment section below. So, all right, guys. Hope you guys all have a pretty good Tuesday, and we'll see you guys here on – sorry, good Monday. We'll see you guys here on Tuesday.